Hello, hello, stampers. Welcome to Lori's Stamping Creations. This is my Sunday share a card, and I have 7 designs that I'm going to show you in just a couple minutes. I'm sorry I'm running a little late. I normally do these at 7 o'clock, and it's now 7:30, but I had a 2-day retreat on Friday and Saturday with some demonstrator friends, and then some things going on this afternoon, so anyway, here I am. Better late than never, right? So I want to do a recap from last Sunday. I think this is the card that this gal voted for. She had liked several, but her name is Christy F. And I need to reach out to her and make sure that this is the card that she picked from last Sunday. So Christy F., like I said, I will try to get a hold of you. But this is a real simple card. This designer paper does all the work here on the background, and I just added some birds and this chair and made a real simple little card for the summertime that you can use for any occasion. Okay, so thanks for everybody who voted for the cards last week. I appreciate that, and congrats to Christy for getting Happy Mail. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and start with these 7 for tonight. This one right here will be card number 1. If you would like to vote this week and pick your favorite, you might get some Happy Mail also. All right, so this was a recent shoebox swap that I did for the gals over the weekend. So I used the blueberry bushel background or for my card base, and then this is strawberry slush. But the star of this card, in my opinion, is this absolutely beautiful designer paper that's called Scenic Coast Specialty 6x6. So this camera is not going to do it justice, but on the bottom where this line is here, the water, there's this is a foil look, so it's shiny on this bottom part. Okay, just where, like I said, that's about the line, the dividing line there. But there's this pattern, absolutely beautiful. This one, the sky and the water, you can just really see the highlights here with this foil. I don't know if this camera will show that or not, but absolutely beautiful 6x6 Scenic Coast Specialty paper. This will be available on May 5th in the new catalog coming up. Just going to show you some of these real quickly here, and you've probably seen it, but you can see the shine there with that gold foil on the bottom half. And then this is the one that I used on this card. This circle right here is what I used for the background there. So just use the this die, the Sunset Coast. I use You Brighten My Day for my sentiment, and then the die with the lighthouse to cut out. It cuts a circle, and then the die, the lighthouse. Also, this paper comes from that pack as well. So you've got one pattern here and one pattern here of that gorgeous paper. Okay, card number 1, if you are inclined to vote. All right, now we're moving on to card number 2, which is this one. This is what they call monochromatic. I just used the crisp cantaloupe, a new in color, and white. And this piece here, it comes from the Stylish Shapes dies. And I used, of course, the new crisp cantaloupe ribbon. Now, I'm going to do a little close-up here. I don't know if you can see this embossing folder. Maybe I've just in the right light. This layer that has the embossing folder, that's beautiful pattern embossing folder, and it is on sale for $9.45, and it's a last chance item. So if you have seen, I've used this a ton, but if you've seen cards with this embossing folder and you like it, you better get it soon because it will be going out. But yeah, you can get a discount on it as well. All right, so that's card number 2 if you would like to vote. And move along here to the next one, which I just made over the weekend at my demonstrator retreat. This card just opens on the side like this, and I used Flirty Flamingo as my card base and added some white, and then this is the new green, the Peaceful Pine. It's a new in color. Okay, and the Artisan Sketched Garden Designer Series paper is black and white, so I've got a few patterns here to share. I won't show all of them, but the polka dots and different patterns like this, and then I've been cutting this out and coloring them in. You can cut out your flower arrangements that you like and use our Stampin' Blends to color those. So again, that's Artisan Sketched Garden Designer Series paper, which will be available May 5th. Okay, card number 3 for your voting purposes. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? This one is, this chair is going to be very popular, I think. All right, it comes from, whoops, I'm kind of behind here. Where am I? Okay, I'll show you the paper first. There's designer paper here, and then this is a pattern of designer paper, and this plaid, and they all come from the Waterside Retreat Designer Series paper pack. So we've got a few images here, and then we've got the buoy, you know, those are the, and then the old-fashioned life preservers. Okay, so that's, again, that's just some of the patterns of the paper, and then the ones I show here, of course. And then I added some seagulls. This is actually from our shoebox swap. It was designed by Monica C, and I made it. Changed up a couple things, but yeah, so Monica is the one with the original design for this one. So thank you, Monica, for participating in our shoebox swap. This is card number 4, by the way. And moving along to another one I made over the weekend. This is similar to one I showed last week with the Berry blush, the new in color, black and white, and all aflutter, which is this stamp set. All aflutter with the butterflies, and then of course you have to have the butterfly punch. Okay, and card number 5, if you are voting. This is the Stylish Shapes dies again, and this folder, I don't know if you can see that embossing folder. It is actually a hybrid folder, so you can. I've got a picture of the Paradise Garden hybrid embossing folder, and then this die, you can actually line up this and cut it and emboss it at the same time. So that's a die that comes in this Paradise Garden die set. Okay, it's an online exclusive right now. All right. Okay, so again, that was card 5. And we're going to take a little commercial break. Ding, 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 ding. Time for a commercial. So my commercial is, just wanted to talk about this new and upcoming catalog that will begin May 5th. If you do not have a copy of this book and you do not have a demonstrator that you currently use, please reach out to me and I can get you one of these catalogs. Okay, that's the first thing. And then secondly, I do want to point out that I am having a big sale coming up, and it's strictly online through my Facebook group. So I have a group that I set up, and it's called Helvig. That's my last name, Lori Helvig. Helvig Gems Online BOGO Sale. All right, so this big sale goes into effect when the catalog starts on May 5th. And it will run into May, until May 15th. So for those few days, the May 5th through the 15th, if you place a catalog order, say it's $50, then you will be eligible to get $50 of free retired items from my stash, okay? And everything is shown in this group. So if you belong to Facebook, you just type this in the search engine there and just say Helvig Gems online BOGO sale, just like this, and it'll just take you to my group and you can view all of the items. And I do have, if you click on media and then click on albums, on the albums tab, I have 6 total albums to look at. All right, and they're all divided by price points. So there's a $15 item and then all the way up to $50 for like the bundles and everything. And that is the value that I've placed on the items. But like I said, you can get those for free. Okay, so if you have any questions about my BOGO sale coming up, and you are responsible for the shipping. So if you get the $100 or $50 out of the new catalog, and then you get your free retired things of your own choosing, then I will mail those to you. And then shipping is on you if I don't, if you're not local to me. So anyway, that's another little commercial, Helvig Gems online BOGO sale. So check it out. And I do have some good things that you might want to add to your collection that, like I said, are retired. Okay, so now we are moving on to the last 2 cards. This is card number 6. And again, this was from our shoebox swap over the weekend, and it was designed by Molly B. And then I made it. This embossing folder on the back, I just looked it up. It just recently retired. It was one of my favorites, this Lovely Stripes embossing folder, but it has since retired. But you've got some pretty designer paper, and then of course our Everyday Arches dies are still around. And this stamp and the die overlay that goes with it comes from Fragrant Layers. Okay, so you've got the stamp set and the Fragrant Layers dies. All right, so if you are, thank you, Molly, very much for designing this, and it was a good time making it. Ha, ha, ha. I'm laughing because I struggled with this, but it's very pretty when you get it done. Okay, so thank you, Molly, and this is card number 6. All right, and then last but not least, this was another one from our shoebox swap over the weekend, designed by Kim B. and made by me, and it was very simple, and I like simple, as most of you know. Simple is good in my book. And then it just opens up like this, and you've got a die with some acorns on the inside, and it features that it's going to be very popular. If you want this, you better get it on May 5th, because I tell you what, these people are going to go crazy. This is, I'll start out with the paper, and it's called Silly Old Bear Designer Series paper. So this might already be on back, or I don't know. I can't keep track. The demonstrators might have cleaned this out already when we pre-ordered. But anyway, eventually you'll be able to get this Silly Old Bear Designer Series paper. So again, that's just a few of the patterns. This is probably my favorite, because you can use the dies and cut these images out like Kim did on the front of the card. Okay. But yeah, who doesn't like Pooh Bear, right? All of his friends, Pooh and Friends. They're super cute. And I love this sentiment, old friends are the best friends, with little Piglet and Pooh Bear there. And then here are the dies, Sweet Words and Labels dies that will cut out those images from the designer paper, or any other images that you need labels for. And here's the stamp set. Okay, I think that is it. That is card number 7, folks. So we will bring them all back. And if you can't decide from these 7 cards which one's your favorite, just, shoot me hello or tell me what you did this weekend or whatever. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and card number 1. All right, until next Sunday, you have a good week and happy stamping. Bye-bye.